afternoon, Gossip Talk Show's family. Is Namsa here at Gossip Talk Show's Find Your Own Voice, a lead from within. With me today, I'm with the Shireen Love Groove. How are you, Shireen?
I'm fine, and happy Christmas to you. I know it's just passed, but happy Christmas. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yes, I did. Thank you. Yeah,
Did
it
you come
was.
did you come on at all at Christmas time?
No, I didn't come on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I stayed away because we were going somewhere for Christmas. But then I got told the day before that we got to be there. We're getting picked up at 10:30, and I was like, "That's way too early." We
So
were
you,
spending Christmas in someone else's house.
uh-huh.
Yeah, so didn't get normally we normally leave in the afternoon, so I get to do live in the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't have much time, but it was okay. I posted my dance video. That was okay.
Good, good.
How
So
was
you did
yours?
it was very nice. I mean, we stayed at home. It was quite quiet. We did a nice little Christmas feast. I made magnificent Yorkshire puddings.
Awesome.
I must tell you, I thought I did excelled myself with Yorkshire puddings.
Did
First
you
time
make them
ever.
from the scratch?
Hey,
Did you make them from the scratch?
I did indeed.
I
I
love
did.
Yorkshire puddings, fresh one.
Ah, well, these were quite nice, I must say. But of course, Christmas is always carb heavy, so we're back going with, so coming off Christmas, just really kind of getting back into eating more light foods. Just
Yeah,
offset a bit of the extra bits that I was eating over Christmas, which is lovely. But it can derail you if you don't pay attention, right? Right. So yeah. But it's lovely to be here. It's lovely to be here. And
yeah. It's
catching.
gone quickly though, because I can't believe in 2 days' time it'll be New Year, and then
I
that's
know.
it.
I know, I know. The
Yeah,
days they say that when the older you are, you got to divide one over your age, and that's how fast it seems to go. Although time doesn't change, right, on the actual clock, but our perception of time disappearing happens because the older we get, it disappears faster. That perception.
yeah. It just it's gone too fast, and the kids will not be pleased when they realize they have to go back to school.
But I mean, it is such an interesting thing, I think, because when I remember being little, time took so long. I can't say how long I waited to be able to wear a pair of high heel shoes, right? Or to wear grown-up stuff. It just seemed to take forever. It was long. I was wishing my life away. And now I'm in the place I'm saying, slow down, slow down,
Slow
slow
down, slow down.
down.
Yeah, even for me, just to wear makeup because I wasn't allowed to wear makeup,
Right.
just to go and get a job and wear high heels and stuff.
Yeah. I know, isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy? But this is part of it, isn't it? We just have to, if we understand that's what it feels like and it's not true, we actually have the capacity to slow time down. So we just have to learn to appreciate time in the moment more, and the time will slow down a bit more.
Yeah, I bought my daughter her Christmas present, high heels.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether they are good. I just saw them, was like, let me buy them because we're going to a party next week. And but they turn out to be awesome shoes, and she likes them. Even myself, I'm looking at them. I was
Are
like,
you jealous now?
yeah, I want my a pair.
I know that little green monster is kicking in and saying,
Yeah, the
I want,
old.
I
So it's like
want.
I'm looking at them. I'm like, I should have got myself a pair because she likes them, and she was playing. And she goes, I'm like, you don't play with high heels, Kayla. You have to take your shoes off. She goes, but I like them.
Mm. Yeah.
So wow. Anyway, let's go live. I hope our audience had a good holidays. They're enjoying good holidays and looking forward to the New Year's. Wow. We're enjoying some time off, although working for yourself, you're not really time off, are we? We're just working, spending time with family in between on our phones and working on our phones and iPads.
Well, actually, I have actually taken a back seat because I really have been wanting to get into something which is really about getting more and more concrete about a particular idea. So I haven't
Yeah,
really been spending a lot of time, other than coming on here very regularly. I haven't really been spending a lot of time on social media,
yeah.
but I have been obviously just
Oh, yeah,
spending a
you
lot
stopped doing
introspective.
live, did you? Because you were doing your live a lot.
I was doing lives every day. Yeah. And I will go back to that. It was
Okay.
just, it just felt there was a real disconnect for me about what I was saying and what I was feeling at the same time. So
Yeah.
I wanted to have a look at what was, I was experiencing what I call a mismatch between my message and what people were hearing, right? And
Okay.
so I wasn't getting the responses I was expecting.
So
So
have you got it now?
I have a deeper sense of where I need to go, and it feels more congruent. So that's where I'm spending a little more time now on I'm really looking back, and I know you spoke about my book last time, but I'm really looking at how to leverage the book, not my hiding in plain sight no more, but the one my first book, which is the aha moment, where I developed a model called the I can model. And that model is pretty much very similar to positive intelligence.
Okay. I like I can model.
Yeah, so the I can model was really about the structure of how almost like how we embody change. So change
And
can't happen
you're
until we
still
have an
meant to send
awareness.
me the link, which you haven't.
I know. I'm sorry. That's what I said. Haven't done that, but I will do. I will send you the link for it. And
Yeah, please do send me the link because yeah, I took the link out of my ebook on Instagram so I can put yours so
oh, thank
people
you.
can, and it give me traffic as well if I'm selling a book.
Yeah, yeah.
So I get to get followers, you get to get make money.
Ah, thank you. But what I'm going to do is that's what I'm spending a little more time is really concretizing that and creating an app that's going
Okay.
to be more about that. Yeah. So that it can fit more with, you know, often I do a lot of my work I have is I use positive intelligence as part of that. And then I realize, why am I doing that when I've already got my own program set up? Why am I not doing my own?
Your own program, yeah.
Yeah, which is exactly the same. I have a degree in neuroscience. Why am I not using my degree? Yeah, it
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense. So, yeah, it's just really, I have not capitalized on what I already know. So, yeah,
Well,
so now I'm working on that and feel a lot better and have a deeper sense of what I'm going to do in the new year.
I'm excited to see that happening. I'm excited.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And how has yours been? Have you managed to do any more on your?
For me, what I'm doing now, I'm questioning my website. Everyone keeps telling me my website is okay, but I'm questioning my website. Um, it's not, I'm not satisfied with it.
Mm,
So I've been um meditating to because I just like my business, my message to be different.
yeah.
I just when you go to all the matchmakers, we all have the same message. So I'm just thinking that maybe I need to ask Gary to help me to write the content.
So yeah, because there's something about that what I mentioned earlier, the disconnect, right?
Yeah,
There's a
the
mismatch in
disconnect.
what's your heart's telling and
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it was what was really the mismatch for me was I go to I go to networks and I go, and yes, I get clients, but I go to networks and I don't, and when I tell people what I do, and I believe it is so very, very, very important, right?
Yeah,
The work that
yeah,
I do. And, but I don't hear this is a must. So I don't hear people saying, okay, I'm telling my daughter because this is a must she's got to do, right?
yeah,
So I'm not hearing that. And I think that's the kind of thing when someone goes to a course, they'll tell someone else and they say, hey, 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 you must do that, right? That's the bit. There's this mismatch between people absorbing the message and then acting upon it. So it's these two phases. And I think in the same way, this is for you too. I'm kind of experiencing that, and that's what I'm feeling as you say that. Mhm.
yes. Because I do have the content that I had on my old website.
Yeah,
And but I'm not connecting with the website that I have. It's two basics. I'm not connecting with it.
yeah,
Those size says you shouldn't worry about the website, but I'm not connecting with it. I'm trying to connect with it, but my heart is not connecting.
mm,
So now I'm like meditating and stopping everything that I'm doing. Just I'm not stopping the clients signing up. They continue signing up, but I'm saying to God, may your hand, your voice be upon what I'm
mm,
doing.
yeah,
Yeah, because I think I need to connect with my
yeah,
message. I'm connected with my message, but it's actually the website that I'm not connecting
mm,
with. Because I think the website that I had it before it was very professional. So I'm trying to deal with this one and I'm not connecting to it.
yeah, yeah. You've got to make the website an extension of you, right?
Yeah,
And if it's not fitting that extension, and it doesn't matter what people say, if it doesn't fit with you, you're not going to want to use it. And in the same way, I kind of, when I went through my website the other day, yesterday with someone, and we both looked at it, and I looked at it through a filter of why I was feeling so odd, and it was because actually the way it's set out is not right. It doesn't say exactly what I need. So yeah, I think you're quite right, and I think that's a really good thing. And it's bringing us a little bit to our topic, which is
yes.
a little, which was started from a profound statement I heard yesterday when I was watching a Chinese historical based series. And it was this person moving out, and he was kind of saying, and he said, as dust I walk upon this earth, and heaven and earth bear the light for me. And our topic today, which is really as dust I walk upon the earth, a message of purpose, light, and divine identity. But a little bit like what we're talking, the dust is kind of like we are transient beings put on this earth for a period of time.
Yeah,
We are the physicalized being, the physicalized aspect of the whole of the ether, right? The whole of the thing. And as we walk upon the earth, we have to rely on the earth and we have to rely on God or the sun. We have to rely on the elements and God and God is the part that puts it all together, right? We have to rely on all of that. And it just really made me think about, life in a very a deeper way. And I thought, oh, I want to, that felt, and I thought, what topic should we do tomorrow? And this just felt such a profound feeling for me. And yeah, it just really gave me that sense of what it is, because when the dust is about that impermanence. So we're only here for a short time, right? And if we're only here for a short time, we cannot not make an impact, whether it's a big one or a small one. We cannot not make an impact. But how do we make the impact that is going to allow your light, your brightness, your beingness um, shine? And how does that uh, help you develop deep, deep, deep relationships that are fulfilling and self-sustaining and forever burning? They're burning inside with love and passion, right? How do we create that? That's quite an interesting, well, for me, that was quite an interesting topic to think about. I mean, when you heard it, how did you find it for yourself?
Um, I just when I saw the topic, because I was like, oh, okay. This is a very, very interesting topic. Seriously, Shireen, because you're saying we have to rely on the element and God is the divine light of everything. And we're only here for a very, very short of time. I think that is really, really important because, I've been, me and my prayer partners, we've been talking about the light. When we are born, uh, everyone is given the light, and we were like, we being identified, like in the realm of the spirit, we're being identified with our light. But
Hmm.
when that light is dimmed, what happened? We can't succeed. We can't do anything in life. So we were like questioning that. When I saw the topic, I was like, okay, this topic is really, really important because, like you said, how do we make the impact to create the light that is burning? The light that is burning is everything. We need the light, and we are not here for a very, very short of time.
Mm.
I was talking yesterday on the talk show yesterday, talking about the in our service, in our church, we have a program called This Nonsense Must Stop. So it's like when we talk about the nonsense, is the nonsense of problems. Like you look at your relationship, what
Mm.
problems do you have? That's nonsense. Bad habit, maybe you need to improve it. That's nonsense that you need to get it out. Maybe the delay, if there are things that are delaying you, or if you have the wrong friends, or all these things that we have that are not moving us forward. So I think this topic as well, when you chose this topic for me, when I saw it, I was like, we need the divine light. We need to understand our purpose while we
Mm.
are here on earth, because we are not here. Like when you are talking, Shireen, you're saying we need to know that God is, we need to understand that God is the is everything in our lives. So for me, when I look at life, I look at people like when people spend time with things that don't serve them, I'm thinking we are not here for for a very long time, and time
Mm.
is, you can't get it back.
Mm.
So everything that we do, it has to be worth our time. We have to spend time with valuing our time, because even the enemy knows he wastes our time. So I think that the topic is awesome. I love the topic, and because when we carry the light, like when you say like it's not just, it's like a divine identity doesn't cancel a human weakness. It's just it's just the light that hasn't got ego, that comes knowing who you are. You have to understand who you are, your values, your direction, whether your life matters. It's just it's just an important topic.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt very important and it also felt very freeing,
Yeah.
right? Because it meant that we don't have to burden ourselves with so much, right? If we know we're walking on this earth and we can rely, and that's part of our spiritual practice is to do what we need to do and give the rest to God to deal with, right? In the same way that you often say, "Yeah, God, you've got to sort it out," right? Yes, I'm here, but sort it out for me now. Um, there's something about having a ever loving God or having a belief that that everything is working for you, right? And so it gives you a freedom to just breathe, a freedom to be, and a freedom to enact the light, to aid the light, to catalyze it, to make it brighter in some form, right? So if we think about the mirror effect is the light is inside us, and light, 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 light. Light's always outside us, but light's in us. And yes, we are the dust, but inside the dust is light. So, and I loved what you said earlier on, which was everything, to have this idea that everything we do it, it must be worth it. It must be worth it. That was really, yeah, that struck me, that sentence. It must be worth it. Because why are we doing things if it's not worth it, right? Why are we doing things for other people if it's not worth for us, right? If it's not worthy of our light being brighter, if it's not worthy of our light. Now, that's not being egocentric and saying, hey, 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 only I must shine. No, it's about understanding that the more we shine, the more we uplift other people to shine, right? And so there's something about this responsibility that we have to restore the right kinds of levels of responsibility for the light that we carry within us, and how we use that light in order to reflect, which we carry, we're reflecting the light of our essence, right? So yeah, that was something. So any kind of burden that is not ours to carry, then that's going to take away our light. It's going to cover our light up, right? Because other people, if we are allowing others to overshadow our light, then we are not fulfilling the purpose that we came for, right? Because everybody can shine by their own light. Everyone. And no one will shine, even if you imagine like a supernova. If you have lots of lights shining, all you get is a big glorious light, right? All there to shine for everybody else. And how beautiful that would be, right? I could only imagine being out in space and just seeing Earth just totally light instead of anything else. I think that we would be a star, right? um, just really, really, really important. And the other thing that I kind of think about often when I do meditation, I go very, very, very hot when I meditate. And one of the things that in some Tibetan chanting and things like that, they can actually stay the long winters without any clothing because they chant and they're able to meditate to such a level that they actually walk as light. So they're like little suns beaming as they move around. And I have this kind of thing that that's really what we should be doing. That's really how we could be. And I think you, with your meditation, certainly you are creating that energy of light. So, it's really lovely to see because I can see it in you anyway all the time as you start to become brighter and brighter and brighter. So it's really good to see. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. But yeah, the most thing, everything we do, it needs to be important. It needs to be worth our time. It needs to be worth the energy that we put to make because there's always a cost and benefit to the mat. Just living diminishes our light to some degree, right? Because we're utilizing and we're using the light for energy. And how do we maximize the output of that energy now to be light? So how do we make the balance? I think that's a really important thing.
I like what you said, Shireen, that we are the dust and the dust is light. And the more we shine, and the more we lift others to shine. And I think that is a very, very powerful statement because when God wants us to shine, He wants us to lift others, not to show off to others that we are better than you. But I think what you've just said is a very, very strong statement, which is really people need to understand when you see others shine, don't think that you are not enough. Like start
Mm,
questioning your abilities and say, why am I not like that? Why other people always succeed? They always have this light. I meet people tell me like, oh, me, I'm this, I'm never this, I'm this. I'm like, how do you know these things? Because, when you have problems, it does not mean that you don't have the light to shine. Problems
mm,
will always come in your way. It's how you respond to those problems. Like, you can use those problems to gain strength, not shame. So, like, let's say humility is not self hate. The true humility says, I need God, I need wisdom, I need
mm.
growth. But shame says, I'm nothing. Humility opens doors, shame closes mouth and kills prayers. So, you just have to acknowledge, like what you said, when you have the light within you and you acknowledge it, that breathe inside you. You are not formed, you are filled. Your soul is not random, but your life is spiritual origin, meaning,
Mm.
and it has a meaning and it has an assignment. When you remember the breathe, you stop living like an accident, which most people are living like an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do. And I suppose that's a little bit what I was going with earlier on when I was talking about where I was feeling this disconnect of what my message is and what people are understanding was really about, you know, that you've just spoken about right now. So yeah, it is very interesting because it does require that we take some responsibility for our light, right? It does require that we really do that. And again, in my book, the first book, which is the I Can that we talked about early on, I wrote there, I had this mission. I wanted everybody to shine by their own light. I just forgot myself. I just forgot me.
I like it.
And it was really interesting. Here I was, the people pleaser that wanted to do everything for everybody else and in some way felt great because there's always a benefit to doing a behavior that may not be serving you very well. There's always a benefit. You just got to find the benefit. But that was so interesting. Here it was. Hey, here I thought, wow, why didn't I not use this? I truly believe this. But hey, what am I doing here? Hiding in the corner, hiding behind all these other things. And it was quite an interesting revelation that happened. So I think it's really useful when we kind of go with this idea that we need our sense of purpose. We need to be aligned with the light. We need to feel it. It's an embodied feeling. And what came to me while you were talking is you said, take that breath. Breath is spirit, right? Breath is when we ingest the spirit so that we literally take God inside us. Now, yes, God is outside us, God's inside us always, but we bring the God that's not there inside us to meet us here so that we can join together and and then create the light. And that's why when we do certain kinds of breathing techniques that we get warm, that we do get, when we're relaxed, we're breathing nice and deeply. Guess what? Guess what? We are connecting with the source light that's coming inside us, and we're meeting and marrying, and we're forming not a combustion, but a sense of some form of fire, water, heat that allows things to kind of begin to move and start to create. So yeah, that's a really important thing. And it's and part of that which we've talked about is the light as of our purpose, and to discern and align with that is really when we're in a relationship. It's whether it's our career, whether it's our relationship, whether it's as a parent. It's really about just really sticking to why am I here? What's serving me here? What will help serve me to be the best that I can be in this situation? And to ask the questions that are so important is, does this work for me? Be very clear. with our communication with ourself, right? With ourself is really the first point. Be very clear. Does this work with me? Do I feel heavy in my body when I have to ask this question, when I have to do this chore, when I have to, I mean, lots of young kids will say, yes, I feel heavy, right? I can imagine Kayla doing that. But as an adult, it's really about paying attention to these feelings. Does it, and seriously, when we have a burden that's off lifted us, don't we kind of come forward and we're light, we're like a light being, almost prancing on air. So we feel this feeling and we get a sense of light always being there. We just have to keep tapping into it. We have to keep breathing and joining with the light, keep remembering that our real mission here is to become the light fully, completely, and holy, right? We have to become holy. I know it sounds crazy, but yes, holy with a double Holy, or Holy, right? Both. Yeah.
Yeah, I like what you're saying, Shireen, when you say when you wrote your book, you wrote the book for everyone, which is amazing. But you forgot to shine yourself. You forget about yourself, which is some people they do. And also you mentioned the important to pay attention on our feelings. I think that is really, really important. I wasn't doing it before, but when I started the cleansing, I started teaching myself to do what I teach others. I think that was 2015 when I started learning that whatever I teach, I need to practice it myself. And also, I need to acknowledge my feelings. And that's when I started having a clash with everyone else that I know because before I wasn't acknowledging my feelings. I
Mm,
wasn't acknowledging where I'm going. I was just living a life, everyday life, and just
yeah.
doing things as chores. But when I realize that I need to pay attention of what I'm doing, like you're saying, when we do things, it's easy to teach others. Like yesterday, I dance when I post my videos.
Mm,
Like yesterday, I went running. When I come back, I was dancing away myself. And I'm teaching myself to be happy. And I think that is really, really important. I like the way, and because sometimes we try to earn our identity, but divine identity isn't a salary you get for being perfect. It's not a salary you get for being perfect. It's a name you receive and grow into it. So you don't work for who you are, you work from who you are. But before I understood my identity, I used to think I have to earn my identity. I have to earn the things that I do, but I didn't realize actually I'm growing with it. It's inside of me. So I just have
mm.
to unleash it. So yeah, I think that's really, really important. What you said is really, really important to acknowledge our feelings. And also you wrote, what's the title of your book?
Oh, the aha moment, how to maximize the results for the least amount of effort.
Yeah. So you were like giving it out there to people, but not to you. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Really
I think
interesting.
this is going to stay with me. Remember, Nomsa, give it out there, but for you too.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, it's really, I loved what you said there, which was literally, I do what I teach, right? Walking your talk, which is such a really important thing. We have to be, we have to be the role models. We have to be the leaders in that form. And what was really interesting when we were talking a little bit earlier, where we were talking about the idea of the light, the more light we are, other people will unfortunately, they see the distance that they have to get to go there, but they don't. They just have to look inside themselves because we all have light. And I loved what you said. I just sense tingles, the divine identity, right? The divine identity is something we grow into. It's given to us. Free. It's free. We don't
Yep.
have to earn anything for our divine identity. It is free. And that means that you don't have to sit there at any time and feel you have to strive so hard to get the credit, right? Because actually, when we're striving for credit from somebody else, we cannot control what somebody else is going to think of us, ever. And so it's better to just strive for yourself and only yourself and that commitment, that purpose that you have towards the divine light, towards God, to what your creator, whatever is your belief. But I loved that I'm growing into my identity. I'm growing into my divine identity. It's such a beautiful image that just jumped up for me. And I think that if each and every one of us could just really acknowledge that this is a given. Our life, no matter what, is a given. We're here, we're breathing. From the moment we were conceived and the moment we managed to be born, we don't belong to anybody but ourselves and the light.
Yeah.
Because we are the light, right? Because we are the light, and the light, we have to serve the light. And the light inside us wants to be with the big light, right? It wants it. That's what it wants. And so that's why unhappiness happens, because we are not serving the light. So when you dance and you said something which was really is I'm managing my happiness. I'm practicing happiness, right? These are the messages that everybody here needs to be hearing, right? And I'm saying it loud. You need to be hearing it. Don't go and ignore it and say, oh, no, 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 talking rubbish. You need to hear this. You have to manage your happiness. This is not everybody's born with the same states that they can be, but we have to manage happiness because happiness is the key to feeling light. It's the key to shining bright. And it won't come from having anything tangible. It'll come from nothing from how much you earn. That it can help to have the freedom that you don't have to think about things. But even poor people shine by extraordinary light. So we don't need externals for light because we are it. We are it. And our job, the more we shine, the more we will attract towards us more light, more friendships, more love, more joy, more of everything starts to come to us, the more light we shine. So that's really what the key is, and that's where your responsibility is. And it's not a burden. It's just an understanding that we can hand it over. We can hand it over and let it carry us. That's why the dust just has the earth and the heavens to supply the light. We can be in it, float in it, be of it at the same time.
I love that. I love that. I love that when you said it's better to strive to thrive for yourself, not for anyone.
Mm.
I think that is a very, very important statement because most people, when they do things, they do it to show off. They're not doing it for themselves to
Mm.
grow. So I think that's where people just miss out on life. Like
Mm.
when you say, do it for yourself or strive, because if you do it for you to shine, that light becomes authentic. And it
Mm.
makes me shine as well because the Shireen's light is shining. So I'm like, wow, her light is shining. So how do I then make my light shine? Because I'm seeing the authentic light shining. And also you said happiness is free. I've, like myself, saw happiness through my father. And my dad never, I've never ever witnessed my dad
Mm.
angry. And the day he died, and the day I entered the relationship, I was like, my God, you were always smiling, and I wish you were alive where you can tell me your problems, what you were going through, because I grew up understanding that we all happy, happy, happy. I didn't know that happiness is found within.
Mm.
So I think that is really, really important what you said here, Shireen. And
Mm.
also for me, I would just add about how you define the light because Shireen has defined happiness and she has defined how you strive for yourself, not for others. For me, the light isn't about just charisma or talent or public platform.
Mm.
The light is the truth that is within you, is the authenticity, is love, is clarity and the spiritual presence. Sometimes your light looks like courage, sometimes it looks like boundaries, sometimes it looks like a quiet obedience. So,
Mm.
however you want it to look like. So, I think that is really, really, really important because for me, I understood, I think that was 2 years ago, that if I needed my light to shine, I needed to stop worrying about what people think.
Mm.
Because I think there was this thing where I worry about people, but then I said to myself, I need to shine within myself. I need to be me. I
Mm.
need to learn to fight my battles.
Yeah.
And I need to learn to embrace who I'm becoming, embrace my failures, not to see them as shame.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you do things and they don't go your way, you see it as a shame. So I had to teach myself to rewrite my story, how
Mm.
I needed to write.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah. So these notes, I'm going to keep them. I need to remind myself to strive for myself and God. And
Yeah.
I need to remind God to help me to strive and give me more light. And I need to learn that happiness is free. I don't have to pay to be happy.
Although lots of retailers would definitely disagree with that. You know, little retail therapy, lovely stuff. But
I know.
that's very short-lived, right? That's very
Yeah.
short-lived. Happiness is like that slow burn that burns in a fire that burns and is constantly but that has to be constantly fed. It has to be constantly nurtured and looked after. And I think, I mean, there are some people that are naturally happy. They grow as they're born into this world and they're just happy. And because they're so happy, everybody loves them. And so they get happier and happier and happier because their energy is now so bright. They don't know that they're just being very blessed that they have been brought into this earth with that beaming of light. And most babies, when you see them, right, they're like these beams of light, right, right at the very, very beginning. And I think it's really important that if we can just go right, I'm having a bad day. One, acknowledge it, but go inside and ask for the light to guide you. Ask. Breathe in, imagining you're bringing the light from everywhere inside you to meet the light in you to help uplift you. Ask every day until one day you realize that you've been happier and happier and happier than you've ever been before, right? And starting to see things shifting and changing. You step back and you go, oh, when did that happen? It happened slowly, but it happened because you chose it. It happened because you took responsibility and learned it in the same way that you're saying for yourself, you're managing happiness, right? Because, yeah, I'm prone, our brain is designed for us to look at negative much more than looking at positive, right? Because that's a protective mechanism. So to actually just, to be happy all the time without wisdom, because we need wisdom. You can't just be happy and then go and have accidents and all sorts of stupid things. You need to be able to have the wisdom that sits with it. And sometimes part of the growing is that we need the wisdom, and that comes from a little bit of pain. But we need to use that pain as a gateway, towards what do we need to do to maintain happiness? What do we need to do to look after ourselves? Like when I talk about we've talked about a contract. How do you, when we have a contract that's well thought out and it's properly designed, although it's never fixed in stone, it frees us to then get on with the happy living, right? As long as the contract's in place. So it's the same kind of thing. So when you go into any relationship, even friendships, in that when you start new friendships, you need to have really clear ideas. What is a burden? What's not a burden? How does it feel? Can I correct this quickly so it doesn't become a burden? All of these kinds of things, but they require us to realize we've got to manage it. Our job is perpetually managing so that we can stay on track and align with purpose and light.
I love that. I love that. When you are having a bad day, acknowledge that you are having a bad day. Yeah, I think that's important. The power of gratitude. You can't. Um, when I was dating Hope's dad, he said to me, I could not understand. You don't care about life. When things happen, you don't really care. But he couldn't understand that I was raised by the parents who
He was
actually,
happy.
yeah, my parents were very, very happy and they were very, very grateful with what they have. So I learned from them.
Mm.
But then he said he could not understand. He understood after we were not together. He said, Nomsa, now I get who you are. And I couldn't get it before, but now I get it. I think I'm going to take your attitude because for me, when things go wrong, I don't look at what has gone wrong. I look at where God has pulled me through because to me there are some places where I wouldn't have pulled myself through. So it gives me the gratitude that even though I'm
Mm.
having this kind of problems, but I'm so grateful that I've made it to this moment.
Yeah.
I made it to this day. So I use that to give myself hope that my
Mm.
tomorrow will be different.
Yeah.
So I don't really like when you said to go inside. You said to choose to like you said to go inside when things go wrong, go inside of you and choose how you respond. I think that is really, really important what you said. And also you said the brain, our brain is designed for negativity, to see the negativity. I think it's really, really important to actually um choose how you respond to every
Mm.
situation. And I think that is really, really, really important when you do things and you do things like choosing how you rewrite your story.
Yeah.
And also for me, I'm gonna add like forgive what tried to rewrite your self-image. Some experiences in our life, they try to rename us. Unwanted, not enough, too late, I'm damaged. Forgiveness doesn't excuse what happened, but it releases the grip. It has no, it releases the grip that it has on your identity.
Mm.
Because when the negative has a grip on you and it actually destroys you.
Yeah.
So I think that is really, really important. even in this house, I teach it like during lockdown, I used to teach Martin to be positive about life. He'll be like, what is there to be positive? I'm like, are you kidding me? Every single day they're counting death. And then you are worried about it, something else. I was like, me, I look at everybody around me. I'm
Yeah.
like, my family are alive, but someone else is losing family. You mean there's nothing to be grateful of? Oh
Mm.
my God. During lockdown, when everybody else watching the BBC, they were like, this has gone up, people are getting miserable. And I was like, I am getting miserable because when they release how many people have died, I look at my family, I've not lost anyone. So for me,
Mm.
that is gratitude.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
The light that you have to
Yeah.
create. You're right, Shireen. We have to choose.
And I also think there's something about, as you said, growing your identity, and I loved that, which was there. But I also think we can grow gratitude and we can grow trust, right? Because often what happens when bad things happen, we lose trust because we haven't got a deep enough anchor, and we haven't got a deep enough anchor because we haven't maybe had a true experience of where we've actually had so much that happen and come through. And most people that have had that actually develop a very deep anchor of trust within themselves. And it's really interesting because when I used to nurse,
Hi,
and
Happy. Can you say hello?
lots of
Who are you going with? That's Hope. Kiss, kiss. Let's give mommy a kiss, Hope. Bye. She's going back to uni, moving her stuff, and she's coming back. I think that was before Christmas. She went for a drive with her friend. She's missing her room.
She wants to come back to something bigger space. Yeah. Yeah, I think that, before I end, I think it's most important is this thing of asking ourselves, what do we need to develop? And I think developing trust is something that I've had to use, and I find that there are certain things that even people don't seem to understand that I can hold. And one of the things is really developing this idea when things are going crazy. I do believe in I think if I can get to that point where I just stop and I'll go, there is a way out of here. There is a way to fix this. There is a way to come through with some form of plan. And I have such a deep intrinsic, particularly in emergencies, I have such a deep intrinsic belief that very often it the answer comes so quickly because that intrinsic trust is there. And I think of the same thing for anything that we grow, like gratitude. When we when we when things seem really awful, and we've developed the skill to be able to just go, okay, right, what's here in my life that I can be grateful for this minute? Just being able to stand here, even if it's just standing here. Um, I think that that's one of the most powerful gifts we can give ourselves. But as I said, it's something we have to grow. And as we grow in trust and gratitude, we grow and deepen that identity, that divine identity. Because what is the divine identity is just pure love, right? It's pure essence of we're the mirror of God, right? We're the mirror. God's inside us.
Yeah,
So the more we clear away, the closer we become and shine like the divine essence. So, yeah, we need to kind of just step in that space and say, as the divine essence, what will I do here? What do I need here? What can I give here? These kinds of questions, they create a clarity within us that then allows things to move. into that bright light, into allowing the light and the earth to hold us while we walk as dust on the earth.
Yeah, I think that was a very, very powerful message for me. Before we end, I'll add this as well. What from what Sharon has said, that you have to know that your life carries having a meaning. And also when you end your day with ownership on it, not with stress or not as things went wrong. Just understand that you walk in this world as dust, but you do not walk without purpose. You're walking with purpose. Heaven and earth witness my becoming as I carry this beautiful light. I think that is really, really important. And yeah, that's what I leave you guys with. It's 8 minutes past two.
Is it? Oh, there we are.
Yay.
Well, you'll have a good new year, as I'll be away. And
Yeah,
we'll
have beautiful, beautiful holidays, guys. May God bless you. And as you enter the new year, I don't know what God has in store for you, but as Shireen was talking about the light, guys, her ending, use that ending to carry your light to the new year and to the
Mm,
whole year. Every day has to shine, honor it, and just embrace who you are and who you are becoming, and do things for you and God, not for others. Because the others, they get your energy, that beautiful
yeah.
energy. We get to learn from it. So God bless you. And please join our two groups, Unique Billionaire Mindset and Gossip Talk Shows. And go to the website www.hseia.coach. It's on the social media. And sign up for coaching, please. We are coaches, but we come here, do live. We don't do it for free. Sign up and see you on the see you in the new year,
Yes, I'll see
2026.
you in the new
And
year.
I'll see you tomorrow, guys, 31st.
You'll be there.